Is that a good spot? April, can you tell me?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. All right. We're going to start with our one sheet of paper, and you're going to need your ruler or your straight edge right off the bat. And if you don't have a ruler, it's about we're going to cut a strip about the width of your thumbnail bed. So about a ½ inch. It doesn't have to be exact. The important part is that it's the same width all the way down. So just to show you, I'm not going to measure mine either. That's about a ½ inch, and we're going to draw a line with our pencil down the long side of the paper. And once you've done that, then we're going to draw one and mark it on the short side. So on this end, we'll get close to that and draw a line. And it doesn't really matter if you go all the way across the other line or not. What matters is which one you cut first. So I'll let you guys get that finished. You're going to have a ½ inch width strip on this side and a ½ inch width strip on this side. And I can't see or hear you, so kind of tell me when we're ready.
I've lost my scissors, so it's taking a second.
Okay, I think you've probably drawn your lines. So take your scissors and you're going to cut the long strip first, and that's the important part because it needs to go all the way down the length of the paper. And you'll see why when we start to put this angel together. We're just going to cut that out. Okay, like so. And then we're going to cut off the short strip. Like so. And once you have those cut, we're just going to put those to the side. These are the very last things. One's going to be the head and one's going to be the hanger. They don't look like a head and a hanger now, but they will be. So we'll just put those to the side. And I don't know if you're ready to move on, but somebody can unmute and yell at me if you're not. So we're left with the same paper, it's just a little smaller. We're going to take the short end and fold the paper completely in half and make a really good crease. Okay, let's just fold it in half and make a crease. And after you've done that, you're going to open it back up. And what we're going to do is make a fan fold. Everybody has made a fan fold in their life when you were little, and it's where you take the paper and go back and forth, but we're not going to do it that way because that's uneven. We need this to be, our creases to be even. So the way we're going to accomplish that is to take this and go just to the fold that we made, that crease in the middle, just up to that. I hope you can see that, and make a crease. Okay, so we took this up to the fold and made a crease. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to take that folded piece and go up to the crease again. Make you a good crease. And a third time so that you have a strip that's almost probably close to a ½ inch wide. Okay? So if you missed that, I'll unfold it. And just quickly fold it to the crease, fold it to the crease, fold it to the crease. Okay? And we're going to let that just flop open and come back to it in a minute. So if you're ready to go to the next step, we're going to turn our paper around toward us with the flat side facing us or at us. We're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to do 3 folds. You're going to take this up to that first crease that was the middle of the page. And then you're going to bring it up again. And a third time. So 1, 2, 3 folds until you're left also with a strip, a folded strip that's about 1/2 inch wide. Okay, and then we can unfold that because now we're going to really fan fold it. You have all your creases, so you know exactly where to fold. So you're going to just fold the first flap over and flip your paper and turn the next one the other way, just like the old fan fold we used to do in elementary school. Back and forth, okay?
Hey, Ingrid, it's Adrian.
Hey!
I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm going to catch up.
Oh my goodness. That's my sister.
Hi.
I think Reed's here too. Okay, so we're just fan folding all the way down. Adrian, you need to cut a 1/2 inch strip down the long edge of the paper and the short edge to start out with.
Okay.
So that they look like this. I'll put them in the camera. Okay, is everybody still good with the directions? Are you with me? It's not as wide.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to fold mine and then cut it.
Oh dear. No, you don't want to do that
Why?
because this is the head and that's the hanger and you don't want them to be bent.
Oh, I got to start over.
You need to be muted. Okay, my folds are not very exact. Okay. So you should be left with the old element. Oh my goodness, I messed up. I was talking. You should be left when you hold it by one end with the old elementary school fan. Okay. Now it's right. See? Everybody should look like this. Is everybody with me? Somebody yell a yes and we'll keep moving.
Sure, we're good.
Okay. Now, take your index finger, and it does not matter if you have long fingers or short fingers because it's your angel and they're all going to be different. You're going to put the edge of your paper at your knuckle. See that? And the tip of your finger will be about 1/4, maybe of the way down. And you're just going to make a little mark. I'm going to make mine a little longer because my finger's not very long and this paper's long. Okay? So we have a mark right there. What you've created is her skirt from the mark down, and these will be her arms or wings from the mark up. Okay? Now, our next step, you can do several ways. If you have fancy craft scissors that have the little scalloped edges or the zigzag edge to them, you could do a real fancy cut by unfolding your paper and doing that. But mine, I was able to make a pretty scalloped edge with just doing it the way we're going to do it today. If you want to make another one, you can try other things. But what we're going to do is just round off the edge like that. Okay? And you're going to do that on both ends. You're going to round off the edge. One's going to be the scalloped edge of her skirt, and the other is going to be the scalloped edge of her sleeves or her wings to make them pretty. Okay, so then you're left with something like this. Now, we need to go back to our mark. And at our mark, we need to fold it in half. It doesn't matter which side, which way, because this is, once again, just going to be a crease that we're going to use as a marker. So just fold it in half to make a crease, okay, somewhere near your mark. And this next part is all about you. In order to get a fluid pattern going across the skirt and the arms, I didn't do much on her wings right here. You need to cut similar things on both sides of your strip. So in a snowflake, you're used to doing a bunch of different things here and a bunch of different things there. You can do that, but it will look like a lace pattern if you try to do the same thing on both sides. They look prettier if you don't do all of this up through here with little cuts. If you leave spaces in between, it looks prettier. But it's your angel and you can do with it what you like. But do not cut all the way across or it won't work. So I'll just demonstrate. I think I want something near the end. So I'm going to cut a little triangle here. And I'm going to turn it around and try to mimic that exact triangle on the other side. Okay, like that. And they're not exact, but it's close. So then I think next, pretty close to that, I'm going to do a smaller triangle. So you just work your way up the skirt of the angel to put all these little cuts in there. See, they're not exact, but it works. So go ahead and start doing that. And you can do as far up as you want to, and at some point you can stop and look at it and kind of visualize what it might look like when it's opened up. Okay. So I'm going to leave a big space here, and I'm going to do a couple cuts up here toward the top. Now don't go past your mark because we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Okay, just little clips. And this is really, really neat, and they're so pretty on the tree. I don't know if you saw my Facebook picture, but I hung it on my Christmas tree, and I was just amazed at how pretty she is. I'm going to do something a little different with mine, and I'm going to do like a circle or an oval kind of a, and you could do hearts. That would be pretty to do some hearts. Okay. Now we will move on because I'm sure you are finished. So you have that much done. Now we're going to move up to the sleeve. You can do as much or as little. The closer to this that you make the cuts, you're not going to be able to see them. You can kind of tell in mine. I think I can hold that up to where you can see it. You can barely tell that I did anything. So this time on mine, I'm going to do some at the edge, and you do the exact same thing. Try to do the same pattern on both sides. And then we're ready to assemble our angel. Okay. So it should look something like this. Here's your fold. The next part is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to need you to really look at the screen and pay attention for just a second. You're going to try to find the middle of this fan fold, okay? So you'll need to grab it in the middle and kind of pull it apart and see where is the center. And you can count your folds. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means that number 4 is going to be it. So this should be the center right there. So you're going to use your fold as a guide. And you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut. This is releasing the arms so that, or the wings, so that one's on one side and one on the other. So we're going to cut down the center of that fold to just to our crease that we made, okay? So that one arm goes this way and one arm will go this way, okay? Everybody good with that? I'll give you just a second to do that. And next you're gonna need your glue or your glue stick. Tape will work too. If you don't happen to have any glue handy, you can use tape. It might just show a little bit, but it's not bad. Okay. Everybody gotten this far?
No,
Okay. Do you need me to repeat it?
yeah, the making the wings part.
Okay.
I found the center. I got the skirt spread,
Okay.
and I have to
You-
make a cut on the
You found
wings.
the center, right? You found the center. So here it is. Here's your center. And here's your bend in your paper. And
Yeah,
you're gonna cut that center fold all the way to where your crease is so that they release and go one side to the other.
I'm gonna cut that right where that line is.
No, don't cut the line. Well, yeah, cut not the pencil mark. Cut the fold right here.
The fold. I don't know.
See, look at the screen.
Oh, okay. Cut down.
Cut down to the where we bent it over to make the wings.
Okay.
Just to there.
All right.
And when it
Okay.
releases, you'll
The
have
head's
little.
not on here yet, so
Okay.
something like that.
I'm gonna
Too
look
far.
at you guys for just a second. Oh, Irv, I think you cut the long piece.
No, no, that's the.
Is that the short piece?
Was I supposed to cut it where the line, that height at the line?
Yeah, so that look, now it looks like this,
Oh, okay.
where you have a long and a, you can just tape the bottom together if you did the bottom.
Okay. I don't know. That looks about the same.
How's everybody else doing?
I got wings, big wings.
April's is flying around.
It's a bat.
Oh, look, my head is its head. Okay.
There.
Now, okay. Oh, it fell. Okay. Now, our next step is going to be to glue these little arms down. So we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to put just a tiny bit underneath here to stick her wing down to her skirt. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of glue there and push it together. And what that does is, now it's attached. And we're going to do that on both sides. How do you like that? And I think of the front of these as the side that has the first fold coming toward you. So this is the front. And then the back, see the back has this, the first fold goes in. And the only reason that's important is for our next step. If you take your angel, once you have your wings glued down, and you, okay, and you break her in half. See how it breaks? Breaks right there. We don't want that to happen. So we're just going to put a tiny bit of glue at that break and squeeze it together. Now, that doesn't break. Okay, the next thing we're going to make is the head. So we're going to need the long strip that we cut, that's about 1/2 inch wide, this piece. And this is tricky. I think this is the hardest part, but it's not hard. We're going to take one end. If anybody used to do that quilling, or you still do quilling, you'll be a master at this, and this will seem very easy. But you're going to take this and make just a tiny loop. See that? And what we're making is her head. So you make your tiny loop. And first, when we do it, we're just going to see how big we need to make it. Then we'll glue it down. Then you make another loop and leave space, leave a little bit of space between this one and this one. And then our third loop, I'm going to make that one a little bigger. And our third loop is like this. And they'll all look different. If you start out with a larger circle in the beginning, you know, it will be smaller. But you just want to do that, and then you want to glue each of these circles. So let's make our first one. And I know from doing that I can make it a little bit bigger because my paper strip's longer. When I made these out of, we're just going to put a tiny bit of glue. When I made these out of the magazine pages, they were different sized than the typing paper, and it was a little different. Okay, and then we're going to put just a little bit of glue and stick it down. And then do the third one. And it kind of has like a head and a halo effect. I think it's really pretty. And the woman I learned this from online did not speak English, so if I can learn this from a non-English speaking person, I know you guys can do this. See, and that's what you're left with. And they'll all look different, and it's okay to have, mine are all very different. See? And once you have that done, finished, you're going to pour glue on the bottom of it, like that. Stick it to the top of your angel for her head. Ta-da! And last but not least is your hanger. And this is super easy. You just put a little bit of glue on each end. And stick it to the top of her wing. Like so. And her head fell off. That's terrible. Okay. Can't seem to get her head to stay on. Okay. Ta-da! So how are we doing out there? I haven't heard anything from everybody in a while.
Mine looks slightly deformed and not quite pretty like yours. However, I am not crafty.
See. Oh, that's pretty. You're crazy. Oh, okay. So does anybody need one of the steps repeated? Or did you do okay?
And for the record, I made mine with tape because glue and I don't mix well.
And it worked. I did one with tape too, just to make
Yeah,
sure.
I made it with tape because I have glue. I'll get the glue all over me.
Yeah. If you missed the beginning, here's one of the ones I made out of the magazine page. I just chose a catalog picture that had mostly blue and there was a woman in the middle, and I knew that it would be all crinkly in the middle so you wouldn't see her very much. You do see the words and things, but it's still pretty. Kind of see the skirt behind. And then the other one I made was just a picture of some blankets and throws in a catalog. And yeah, so I think they turned out really pretty.
I had to improvise a little bit with my tape because I didn't have room on the top of her wing, so I went just up underneath the top of her wing.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks a little bit different, but
Well, there you go.
it works. That's great.
It's pretty. And you can do a whole tree of them. And everyone is like a snowflake. Everyone's unique because really, even though I tried one time, I didn't get the same look. But I do like the difference in mine. I do like that middle section having the circles, the long ovals. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Yay! Well, that's it for the Christmas craft, unless y'all want to make another one. Next week, everybody needs to tune in because Terry Clapsaddle with the Diabetic Education with UNC Healthcare is going to join us and talk about keeping your blood sugar levels stable and things to eat, things to do and not to do during the holidays. And it should be a really good program. So, April, did you?
Yeah, and you should know that coming up in January is going to be April's Pretend Cooking Show.
Which is a lot of Ingrid's pretend craft show. But we hope everybody has a good weekend, a safe one, and we will see you next week. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for inviting.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.